It's the Mega Man, and nah, that doesn't stand for hate. We're just saying it's time for education to be great.
Hello everyone, this is Make Education Great Again. I'm your host Chris Morris. Let's get straight into it today. So, the Washington Post and major news outlets are now all of a sudden backtracking on Trump's Georgia call, and we're going to talk about it. We're not going to let them get off the hook today, and I have two articles to show you guys to highlight this, give you a little insight as to what's going on, and let's get into it. So the first one is actually on a website. I want to make sure I say it right. It's the redstate.com. I had an article on it. I'm going to bring it on screen right here. Let's look at this together. So it says the Washington Post quietly corrects months-old propaganda about Trump's Georgia call. This was a very recent article, people. It came out yesterday, late in the evening, about 4:45 Eastern time. So let's look at it. It says it's been no secret the media was willing to go to any length to slander Trump and his supporters, whether it was the Nicholas Sandmann case, the Atlantic's garbage Mike Flynn, or even the president himself. The left-wing propagandists and the lamestream media had no morals or boundaries to their nefarious and damaging lies. This is true. Remember, they attempted to pin the death of the USCP officer on Trump using poorly sourced and inaccurate information to portray Trump's rhetoric as a motivation of the alleged and later debunked attack on the officer with a fire extinguisher. Now, we talked about that on a few videos a few weeks ago. We talked about how it was already debunked. They were trying to say that somebody died and got hit in the head from a Trump supporter by a fire extinguisher, and that was actually not true. It was more of a health-related issue. So anyway, just many of the non-fact-checked lies that are spewed out there before people get a chance to really settle in. It says it right here. Now, another of the propagandist lies using during the Trump's impeachment trial is being exposed. This one is here. You may remember Trump being called out for a call he had with the Secretary of State in Georgia, in which he was alleged to have told the Secretary of State that his investigators, that they should find the fraud, and that they should find the fraud. They will be a national hero if they find the fraud. That was what was reported by the Washington Post, That was what was reported by many other news outlets. It turns out to be lies. Big surprise here, people. It says the Washington Post has now corrected the article to say, now listen to this, that Trump said that the investigators should scrutinize the ballots in Fulton County more, and that she would find dishonesty there, and that she has the most important job in the country at the time. So asking someone to scrutinize ballots in a certain county, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking them to do that, is not the same thing as quoting him as saying, find the fraud, and if you do, you'll be a national hero, almost like he's coercing her to just figure out by any means necessary. That's the connotation there. And that's what they continue to do. They mischaracterize and take Trump's quotes out of context and derive a totally different meaning than what he's trying to say. Trump wasn't sitting there saying, hey, just by any means necessary, find the fraud. If you do, you'll be a national hero. Just make it up. That's not what Trump and the Republicans traditionally have done. That's what the Democrats do. They make up their own narrative, and by any means necessary, they're willing to do whatever it takes, even if it has no integrity whatsoever. So anyway, just wanted to say that. We'll come back on here and finish out some of the key highlights here. So it says, remember the time, at the time, now this is important, guys, because so much happens, it's easy to forget this, but at the time, this story was being used as part of the impeachment trial against Trump, saying he was abusing his power in making those calls in the first place, all right? So conveniently, they go off telling you guys these fake stories. They go off telling people these wrong quotes and quotes that definitely have a nefarious meaning to them that he did not say, and conveniently, they use it, they lie like crazy. We already did other videos where we talked about how, basically Trump's lawyers did a great job showing how they doctored the evidence, showing how they put a blue check on people's accounts to make it look like it's the real account, showing how they changed the date on certain Twitter posts just to lie and try to impeach Trump, and it didn't work. And so now they try to be slick with it, and they try to, make a correction after what they tried to do. Their nefarious end didn't work out. Says there's something drastically different between telling someone to find the fraud, which in many ways means, by any means necessary, and asking them to look for fraud in a specific area where there's reason to believe that there could have been some. And so just look and see if it's there. All right, so that's just kind of what it is. I wanted to show you guys also, this is a, Daily Wire, article too that highlights the same thing. It's a bit more concise. It says news outlets issue major corrections after botching reports on December phone call between Trump and Georgia election investigator. And it's so funny. I mean, I think about these investigators, and let me come on at least partially right here. I think about these investigators that they hire. Who knows how many thousands of dollars are paying these people to come on and basically look at the same video footage that you could probably see on YouTube. In fact, I'm going to show you the link to a YouTube of basically the entire call, and you could have heard it for yourself. Why do we have to hire these guys to come in, do what you could do looking at YouTube, and then tell us, oh, by the way, this is not factual information that we saw in the Washington Post article? Why do we have to do that? But anyway, because they have the title, y'all, the public believes it, I guess. Let's keep going. So this is the Daily Wire article. It says at least 2 major outlets have issued corrections following the publication of the audio. And so Wall Street Journal published audio last week, and then I believe Washington Post, as I said earlier, was another one. Now, what I want to do is just show you guys real quick. This is a quote. This is actually what Donald Trump said. Okay? So YouTube, if you're out there, I'm not saying anything about what happened in this prior election. I am quoting what Trump said. Okay? You got me? I'm quoting it. I won everything but Georgia, and I won Georgia. I know that by a lot. And the people know it, and something happened there. Something bad happened, Trump said on the call. I hope you go back 2 years as opposed to just checking one against the other, because that would just sort of, there'd be some sort of signature check that doesn't mean anything. But if you go back 2 years, and if you can get to Fulton County, you're going to find things that are unbelievable, such dishonesty. Okay? Not what they were quoting that he said and why they tried to do this sham impeachment on the man. Now, in case you still don't believe me about this stuff, I'm going to go ahead and show you. It's right here. Here is the link. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's from the Washington Post's YouTube page, pretty much, all right? You can hear the whole stinking call. It's about an hour long, or at least the major parts of it, and you can judge for yourself whether or not you're thinking Trump was trying to do anything dishonest, or whether or not he would just firmly believe that things weren't on the up and up and wanted people to check it out. Okay? But now it's been debunked. They're to the point where they're having to backtrack on it. I'm praying to God that more and more people have to backtrack on the stances that they took, and just righteousness that win the day for once, instead of all this just horrible moral fallout that we're seeing in the nation. It's just really bad. So anyway, I have a short and sweet one for you guys today, and I just wanted to basically come on, bring this to you guys really soon, remind y'all that you know how it is. YouTube is suppressing conservative voices such as myself. So as such, I have a backup channel. It's called Make Education Great Again 2. If you could go there and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. While you're at it, on both this channel and my backup, go ahead and click the notification bell and make sure you've checked off all videos. There's an option for how many videos you'd like to be notified, but some of you guys aren't knowing that our videos are coming out daily. Just so you know, about 2:45 every day, weekday, Monday through Friday, you should expect a new video from me, the Mega Man, every single day. I appreciate you guys' support, and we have to do what we can to beat the algorithms and fight against this suppression. So smash that like button. The more people smash and like and comment, the more likely it is that more people will be able to see these videos. And if you could share them, I appreciate it. Even if you haven't told me that you do, I know some of you guys are really fighting really hard and are very passionate. So I'd love to see what you guys think in the comments below about this, about the Washington Post and many others all of a sudden backing it up and we didn't exactly quote him correct. I mean, it's not that hard. You work for a news outlet. It's not that hard to listen to audio and quote the man exactly what he says. You know they're doing it on purpose, and they're able to get away with it with a slap on the wrist. Probably not even that. It's so sad. It really is, and these people should be held accountable, and there should be somebody who loses their job if you mess up something so bad that they're trying to use it as evidence to impeach a sitting president, or at least the 45th president of the United States at the time. If you make a mistake that bad and you don't pay attention to detail that much, what are you doing? It seems like a little bit more of a detail-oriented job than the way you're portraying it to be, in my opinion. That's just me. So anyway, as always, like, subscribe, share, click the notification bell for more content and analysis. If you feel so led, we could appreciate the support. You can go find my PayPal, my Cash App in the description. I love you even if you don't, but the more you're able to support the channel, it frees me up to devote my time to research and to bring the best content to you guys who need truth in a world that's increasingly devoid of it. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's all I got to say for this video. I'll catch you next time. Peace.
It's the Mega Man, and nah, that doesn't stand for hate. We're just saying it's time for education to be great. And if we keep on doing everything that we've been doing, it will no longer be our freedom that we're pursuing. It's now time to teach our students how to think and reason. If we don't, we'll keep on electing those guilty of treason. So listen up, as Mega Man is about to spit the truth.